Ready to step into the world of luxury hotels? Welcome to the Hotel Leaders Podcast. Whether you're an industry insider, a student of hotel management, or simply curious about the world of hotels, this podcast is your backstage pass to the heart of the hotel industry. I'm your host, Peter DeMoor. I have a fascination for the hotel industry, and over the last quarter of a century, I have studied it, been a hotel manager, and as general manager of a hotel school, have passed the torch to the next generation. Now, as part of an emerging hotel industry tech startup, I am independent from any specific hotel or chain and able to talk about the industry with a balanced perspective and a certain level of expertise. It's time to check in. Welcome to episode 11. Today we are travelling to my favourite 5-star resort in my home country of Australia. It is the Sheraton Grand Mirage, Port Douglas. It's a property I know well, having worked there for a couple years in the early 2000s, and more recently I've stayed there as a guest. The town of Port Douglas is famous for being the perfect stepping off point to the World Heritage listed Great Barrier Reef and Daintree rainforest. I'm excited to bring you this episode and introduce you to a hotel I know and love. Here we go! The Sheraton Grand Mirage Port Douglas is situated in Far North Queensland. Here is a short overview of the town, courtesy of Tourism Port Douglas Daintree, with the link in the description.
Just up the road in your own backyard, where the rainforest meets the reef. The beauty of an untamed paradise meets a vibrant coastal village. Port Douglas and the Daintree. It's your laid-back tropical getaway.
Port Douglas wasn't always so glamorous. The town was established in 1877 after the discovery of gold, and it quickly became a town of 12,000 people with 27 hotels. However, after the Kuranda Railway was completed in 1891, the importance of the town dwindled, along with its population. Trains continued to bring local sugarcane to the aptly named Sugar Wharf to ship it out. However, this, along with most of the remnants of the town, were decimated after the 1911 cyclone. The last sugarcane train came into Port Douglas in 1958, and by 1960, it was a sleepy fishing village with maybe 100 residents. In 1984, the Cairns International and Domestic Airport opened. This heralded in the ability to develop a local tourism industry, and Port Douglas, situated just 65 kilometres or 40 miles north of Cairns Airport, was in the prime position. The Captain Cook Highway that connects the two is a beautiful 1-hour drive along the Coral Sea and one of my favourite drives in the world. With the infrastructure now available for tourists to visit Port Douglas, the stage was set, and the main actor or founder of Port Douglas was the infamous Australian billionaire Christopher Skase. Christopher Skase had a vision for Port Douglas. He invested more than $100 million to construct the Sheraton Mirage through his company Quintex. It is worth noting that in Australia, Sheraton hotels are 5-star luxury properties. This is very different to North America, where Sheratons are generally 4-star hotels. Skase didn't just build the resort, he constructed a shopping centre, a boat marina, a championship golf course, and an avenue of mature palm trees spanning several kilometres, which still give guests a sense of excitement as they enter the town. The resort officially opened in October 1987 and the town was instantly transformed from a sleepy Far North Queensland seaside town into a sophisticated tropical playground for the rich and famous. We have a private group for former employees of the hotel, and I asked for some stories about the pre-opening. Andy Stewart, who worked at Creche for many years, recounts watching the lagoon pools slowly fill, helping lay the turf the night before opening, and she said it was all hands on deck. Like most people who worked there, she remembers the numerous celebrities, but we'll come to that a bit later. She also remembers the original GM, Mark Kissner. She remembers getting into trouble when Pixie Skase wasn't happy with her and Christopher getting detained by the hotel security before they realised who he was. This was the official hotel commercial from 1988.
Put yourself here, you'll be doing it too. Pinching yourself to be sure it's true. Too good to be true, Mirage. Too good to be true, Mirage. This is too good to be true. To see, they say, is to believe, but this has got me looking twice. Could this be the Tropic of Paradise? Too good to be true, Mirage. Too good to be true, Mirage. This is too good to be true.
In 1988, Skase famously celebrated his 40th birthday at the hotel and then hosted a company Christmas party at a cost of $450,000. In one particular incident, he had his private jet fly from Port Douglas to Melbourne to pick up a dress for his wife, Pixie. Another story shared by Ollie Olsen for this podcast concerned Pixie choosing the floor tiles for the fine dining restaurant named Il Pescatore. However, because she had actually chosen wall tiles due to her liking the colour, the tropical humidity meant that it was so slippery that wait staff felt like they were serving food and beverage on an ice rink. The smart black and white uniforms must have made the people look like penguins skating around and would have made for an entertaining spectacle for the guests. The following year, Skase's attempt to buy MGM Film Studios fell through, and interest rates rose dramatically, peaking at around 20%. Quintex had overextended themselves and, coupled with a pilot strike in 1989, forced Skase to sell assets, including resorts such as the Sheraton Mirage and a national television station for a fraction of the original cost. By November 1989, Quintex collapsed and Skase was $1.9 billion in debt. Skase was charged with improperly using his position to obtain management fees. He was briefly arrested and spent a night in jail. However, he was subsequently released and allowed to regain his passport. And then he promptly fled the country to the Spanish island of Majorca, where he lived in a multi-million-dollar mansion once owned by a Russian prince. The Australian government spent a decade trying to extradite him without success. And in 2001, he died of stomach cancer. He was only 52 years old. The hotel rooms and villas are stunning. There is a wide choice of 295 resort rooms ranging from the iconic lagoon view rooms and suites you may swim out from your balcony, enjoy a restful sleep on the Sheraton signature sleep experience beds. Each room has generous marble bathrooms featuring rainforest showers, deep soaking bathtubs, plush bathrobes, slippers, and elevated pampering with La Grande Bain bath amenities. If you're feeling like splurging, there is also a presidential suite. There are also 130 private villas stretching out along 4 Mile Beach with 55 2, 3 and 4 bedroom suites available for hotel guests and catering for up to 8 guests. Perfect for that family holiday or special occasion. One of the great environmental initiatives of the resort is to offer you a reward for making a green choice and opting to forgo housekeeping. Each day you choose to do this, you receive a $10 food and beverage credit. The annual Taste Port Douglas Festival welcomes some of Australia's most inspiring chefs and industry leaders to deliver an unforgettable culinary experience. You can watch the video courtesy of Marriott with the link in the description. The resort features several dining options, and one of my favourites is Harrison's Restaurant, which has been delivering unforgettable dining experiences since 2007. Harrison's is Port Douglas's most nationally awarded restaurant. Revel in the unique tastes of North Queensland produce, curated with a hint of British heritage of the acclaimed chef Spencer Patrick, who is also a regular guest chef on judging panels and food festivals around Australia. At Harrison's, you can enjoy dinner al fresco style overlooking the resort pool and waterfall, or relax in the comfort of the elegant air-conditioned dining room. Another of my favourites is the Lagoon House Bar, which is nestled within the sparkling aqua lagoons surrounded by tropical gardens. The Lagoon House Bar offers a tasty lunch and snack menu, tropical cocktails and local beverages, all designed for you to enjoy on your deck chair or in a cabana or sitting at the swim-up pool bar. The Lagoon House restaurant is a brand new addition. It features an open kitchen where a culinary team created delicious Asian-inspired fare made to share. My favourite place to grab an excellent coffee on the go is the Palms Lobby Cafe. In my opinion, Australia offers the best coffees in the world and have invented my favourite coffee, the flat white. Australians regularly win World Barista Championships and coffee awards. In the evening, the deck is the location to enjoy an Italian dinner al fresco style. Select from a delicious a la carte menu that pays homage to the local cane cutters who arrived in the region over 100 years ago. I've dined here with friends and the outdoor atmosphere is perfectly suited to the balmy tropical evenings. Feast Restaurant offers sumptuous buffets with lovely fresh produce, from buffet breakfasts to seafood buffets and everything in between. The Daintree Bar is the ideal place to taste some of Australia's favourite spirits or sensational tropical cocktails. You can also join for a rum masterclass delivered by a passionate Far North Queensland master distiller, where you can learn about the process of making rum from the local sugar cane. During the masterclass, you'll taste gold medal winning rums, including the winner of the world's best pot still rum at the London World Rum Awards in 2021 and 2022. They pair this with tasty morsels selected by the executive chef. One of my favourite things with the hotel is the 2 hectares of lagoon-style swimming pool that go around much of the resort. It's a beautiful swim. The water's harvested from the ocean and you can float the day away. Alternatively, there's 147 hectares of tropical gardens, including the world-renowned Mirage Country Club. The Country Club is rated one of the best resort courses. With 6,200 metres, the course is made up of 6 par 3s, 6 par 4s and 6 par 5s. The unique layout takes players through the majestic grounds of the property, with much of the front 9 and 2 fairways adjacent to the famous 4 Mile Beach, whilst the back 9 is fringed by a panoramic and beautiful mountain backdrop. And some of the water hazards in the back nine have been known to have the occasional crocodile, which is one of the native animals up in Far North Queensland. It gives a new meaning to the water hazards. The golf course was designed by 5 times British Open winner Peter Thompson together with renowned architect Michael Wolveridge. It's iconic to Port Douglas and Australian golf. The golf course features golf bag drop-off, first-class hire clubs, an aquatic driving range, and a beautiful putting green. If you're looking for golf lessons, tuition is led by the Platinum PGA professional Robert Bryden. The country club also offers service through the pro shop, the gym, the tennis courts, and the lap pool, which provides sporting encounters and excellent retail experiences. This is one of the few places in the tropics where you will find dress regulations. After your round of golf, sit back and enjoy a nice cold beverage overlooking the lake with views toward Mossman Gorge and Mount Demi. The country club also features a helipad for those flying in by helicopter or taking a flight over the Great Barrier Reef. In the Sunbird Centre, you'll find Kaya Day Spa with a range of massages, facials and treatments from an international team of experts. You'll also find a Lua hair salon, an escape room and a yoga studio. Back to the lagoon swimming pool. Elevate your experience by enjoying a shaded private cabana surrounded by one of the stunning saltwater lagoon pools, with beach access just a few steps away. Simply take a step down and dip directly from your cabana into the clear tropical water. Each cabana is available for a fee and features 2 sunbeds, 2 armchairs, cold towels, fresh water, and pool towels. Poolside food and beverage are also available. There are always activities happening in the hotel, be it yoga, high tea, or even a cocktail masterclass at the pool bar. When I worked at the Sheraton, one of my flatmates ran the pool bar and developed a real talent for flaring and mixology. I've also spent a few years teaching people how to shake, stir and blend and layer beautiful tropical cocktails and mocktails when I was a lecturer for the Blue Mountains Hotel School. For any people working at Sheraton Mirage Port Douglas and looking to develop their cocktail flaring skills, we found that a great place to practice your flaring and bottle flipping and juggling is down on the beach, where the soft sand will catch any bottles or glass that you happen to be juggling without any breakages. Sheraton Grand Mirage Resort Port Douglas also offers Green Meetings by Marriott in 18 flexible indoor and outdoor meeting and event spaces, the largest catering for up to 1,000 delegates. You could even get married at the resort, with a beautiful private chapel overlooking 4 Mile Beach and across the Coral Sea. There are so many wonderful facilities beyond the hotel that Marriott, for which Sheraton is now a part, has put together a short video with a link in the description. In December 2023, Cyclone Jasper hit Port Douglas and residents lost power and water. I was able to see firsthand the wonderful nature of the hotel leaders and their focus on being community-minded. As some listeners may know, I have a tech startup called showeraway.com, which aims to connect paying guests with luxury hotel showers at a fraction of the overnight room rate. Before the cyclone hit, I contacted the general manager, Mr. Steve Molnar, to ask if he may donate hotel room showers to any residents if they lost access to their residential showers as a result of the cyclone. In the aftermath of Cyclone Jasper, I received approximately 20 reservations from local residents. The Sheraton, along with other prominent hotels, Oaks and The Pool, were the only properties in Port Douglas with backup generators, and between them helped us to help residents free of charge. Steve and his executive team created a number of additional strategies to assist members of the Port Douglas community who were impacted by the cyclone. This included offering the lobby as a location for local residents to charge their mobile phones after the town had lost electricity. He also offered very low overnight rates to locals. It's really great to see hotels step up and help the community when it is needed most. And the community reciprocates by recommending the hotel to family and friends and dining out at the hotel's many excellent restaurants during their special occasions. The hotel is the largest employer in Port Douglas, with almost 10% of the residents working at the resort, meaning the connection between the resort and the town has always been strong. The Sheraton has always been a celebrity magnet. Guests publicly known to have stayed at the resort include former US President Bill Clinton whilst he was in office in 1996 on an Australian visit. He also returned to the hotel after his presidency. In fact, Bill Clinton and his wife, former United States Secretary of State and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, was staying at the hotel during the 9/11 attacks in 2001. And the general manager at the time, James Greig, offered his condolences. I worked to James from the following year onwards. Other prominent guests have included the Chinese president, Jiang Zemin, who stayed at the hotel, as did Gaddafi's son. Hollywood stars have included Kate Hudson, Matthew McConaughey, Natalie Portman, Kiefer Sutherland, Leonardo DiCaprio, John Travolta, Russell Crowe, and Tom Hanks. Other celebrities have included the opera singer Luciano Pavarotti, supermodel Claudia Schiffer, and David Copperfield when they were engaged, and rock singer Mick Jagger and his wife, model Jerry Hall. When I worked at the hotel, one of the long-term residents was Michael Gudinski, often referred to as the father of the Australian music industry. He lived in a Northside beach villa, and as a consequence, there were always high-profile musicians checking into the hotel. Gudinski passed away in 2021, and when I watched the Foo Fighters play in 2022, they dedicated their last song, Everlong, in his memory. Here's my personal clip.
Thank you very much for coming out to the Rock and Roll Show tonight. We should do it more often, right?
Gudinski had close ties to Jimmy Barnes, Ed Sheeran, John Farnham, Bruce Springsteen, and Kylie Minogue. The actual list of celebrities who have stayed at the hotel is much longer, but I'm bound to maintain the privacy of these guests. It may actually be easier to name the celebrities who haven't stayed at the hotel over the last 35 years than those who have. I don't believe Arnold Schwarzenegger or Kim Kardashian have stayed at the hotel, but I may be wrong. The Sheraton Grand Mirage has received many awards over the years. Some of the more recent ones include, in 2023, it was a finalist in Sustainable Tourism at the Expedia Tourism Industry Excellence Awards. The hotel's pools use filtered salt water rather than fresh town water, and there are numerous energy-efficient initiatives across the resort, from the LED light bulbs to the ovens used in the kitchens, electric buggies, and EV charging stations. The hotel also has a comprehensive waste and recycling process. It sources local produce and works with a range of local organisations, including the Tangaroa Blue Foundation to help protect the Great Barrier Reef. Sheraton Grand Mirage Resort Port Douglas has also been recognised on an international scale at the Condé Nast 2023 Readers' Choice Awards. Also in 2023, the hotel's leader, Steve Molnar, received the Travel and Leisure Luxury Award for Best Hotel General Manager in Australia. The hotel also received awards in the Australian Hotel Pools category and Beach Island Hotels category. In 2022, the resort was crowned the best meeting and events venue by the Queensland Hotel Association. Here is the GM, Steve Mulder, talking about this achievement with a link to the full video in the description.
Steve, congratulations on the award. Here at Sheraton, what's it mean to you and what's it mean to the staff?
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Yes, the award, which was the award night, which was held at the QHA Awards Night in Brisbane recently, was for the best meetings and events venue in the whole of Queensland. What it means to us, it's a real recognition and acknowledgement by the industry for all the hard work and efforts we've put into, especially around meetings, events, and this hotel and the product that we have here.
What's it mean to you and the staff personally?
Well, it's enabled us to capture, I suppose, and get that acknowledgement for the business and the meetings events that are in place now, and also sets a scene for the future. It adds to the employment, it adds to the recognition, and it also adds to the ability to deliver on great conferences and events here in Port Douglas.
You know, Sheraton has always been regarded as iconic, but this would put a stamp, once again, iconic on this place in Port Douglas.
Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to meetings and events, we're talking about big corporate companies and small businesses, and events and things that happen, especially in Port Douglas, brings a lot into the economy. It also brings an interest, a lot more media and a lot more presence into the tourism market.
Okay, so here you are. It almost seems like old times.
Yeah, I think I wasn't here back in when it first opened 30 years ago, but it did open with a bang, and I think we're continuing that momentum now.
But you had COVID, and now, looking at the foyer, it's full. You can see the desk are taking bookings, people are coming in, people are using the facilities. It is like old times.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely back. It's actually ahead of old times. I think we're finding a lot of people now have changed their travel plans over the last couple of years. We're seeing return guests from many times, but we're also seeing new guests that are coming in and discovering our resort and Port Douglas.
Congratulations once again, and thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Paul.
If you're a budding hotel professional, consider starting your career at the Sheraton Grand Mirage, Port Douglas. Because of the remote location, people generally work at the hotel less than a year, so there are often positions available for motivated students of hotel management. As a guest, this is a great place to stay all year round. Although many people's favourite time is the dry season from May to November, any time of the year is wonderful and warm. Just make sure that you stay at a superb resort with a beautiful large swimming pool, and there is no better place to stay than the Sheraton Grand Mirage, Port Douglas. Thank you for joining today's episode. I hope you were inspired, amazed, and enlightened as we unlocked the secrets of the hotel industry's most iconic leaders and iconic hotels. If you had a wonderful time, the best way to say thank you is to follow our podcast so that you never miss our monthly episodes. If you love showers in luxury hotels, please check out our tech startup at showeraway.com, where we hope one day to provide people on day trips access to the very best hotel showers in the world. Farewell, until the next time you check in to the Hotel Leaders Podcast.